in premium team format, Anaheim 2019. Okay, so let's get right into this. So for my starting Vanguard,
What place did you get?
oh, I got second place.
Cool.
So for my starting Vanguard, I run Criff. Basically, it just allows you to choose people and be grade 3 and get your strides and play before everyone else. And then, yeah, that's not really all I have to say about him. He's good. Then I ran for Sagramore. He basically helps you dig deeper into your deck and get your combo pieces. If you're not playing 4, you're not gonna win. This came up so much. Plus, there's been times where I didn't need to be on Ezel. I didn't need Ezel Heart, and I just ride this, get the extra circle and the draw, and it'd be extra attack, and they just lose because they can't guard 7 attacks. And then I run 3 copies of Ezel because, I used to run 4, but it's after testing, I just found it wasn't necessary, and I only ever use them to get the quick superior ride off with the starter and with the a card I'm going to mention later. And then I ran as my tech the 1 Raven-haired. I only ran the 1 because it's really it only comes up in certain situations where if you get that early damage, then it's good, but if not, it really doesn't do much for you. And then the MVP of the deck, what's this man's name? This dude, superior skill, says in his name. Draw this, you win. All you have to do with this deck is literally draw this, and it doesn't matter if you have a 1, don't have a 1, just G-assist, get the 1. If you get this, you literally, your win percentage jumps up. You do this, use this, you ride, and then use this next card to just keep gaining advantage and gifts. Use 4 Wonder Ezel. Basically just helped me combo off, get a lot of circles early on, and get all my multi-attacks going. And then I ran 2 of this dude. He kind of fills the same position as Sagramore, where he helps me create a field without having to ditch my entire hand. He helps me trigger Unite, which is really important when you get to your strides. He's a 1-card Unite no matter what. So he's pretty important, and I only played him at 2 because after testing, I thought that was a good number for him. And then I played 2 Bobo. This fire elemental, it came in clutch so many times today. People are just afraid of me. They swing at my rear guards, and I just stride, put this down, and do what I wanted because they couldn't stop me. And then for my grade 1s, I ran 4 stride fodders. Pretty simple. Got a stride, got a win. And then next I ran 3 Dendrons. This was just mainly to help me draw more cards, get that counter charge when I needed it. And it's just more of it's a tech that I needed. And then I ran 2 copies of Criff. Originally, I thought about running the other Criff, but I actually found that I like this more because I could combo it better with regular Blonde Ezel and this and other cards to create extra attacks. So I could, with 1 counterblast and being on Blonde Ezel and having 2 Excel markers, I could get 7 to 8 attacks off depending if they hit a trigger or not. And then I ran 2 of this dude. Now, not many people are running this, but this card's really good, honestly. Basically, when you ride a grade 3, you put in the soul, draw a card, call something. Not only does it help give you extra soul, so you can use all these extra, Sagramores and, what's his name? This other grade 2 that call stuff. It helps you dig deeper into your deck to get other cards like Wonder Ezel so that you don't just sit there, get 1 marker, and then your opponent just kills you because you couldn't do anything after getting your superior ride. And then finally, I ran 2 Gareths. Honestly, if I could, I'd push this down to 1, but that's just asking for trouble. I only played this at 2 because this card's really not that good. You only need it for the superior ride, and you really don't use it for anything else. It's usually just you'll throw it down your second turn and just attack with it, and then your opponent attacks it and gets rid of it. So it's really not that helpful. It's just good for the spirit ride. Now for the triggers, I ran 8 crit, 4 draw PGs, of course, and 4 heals. Alright. Pretty self-explanatory. I just thought the crit pressure was great, and it gave me a lot of games today. People just no guard, and I just quad drive crit, triple crit people, and they just lose. So for the stride deck, I ran 4 copies of Helios. Basically just helps you regenerate your hand, because one problem with this deck is you lose a lot of resources just trying to play aggro, and so this card kind of just helps you recuperate a little bit. And then I had 2 copies of Lawless. This guy basically kind of just played off of this guy. You got to if you used this guy twice and you went into this, it just helped make big numbers. And so like sometimes that's all you need to win is just a field with big numbers. And then I ran 2 copies of Mithril. This was honestly mainly here for the Messiah Deleter matchup, which fortunately I didn't run into. But I knew if I ran into it and I didn't have this, I was probably going to lose. If I didn't get if I didn't go first and get all my pieces, I was going to play the long game and lose. And then next I ran 2 Raining. He's the MVP of this deck. Let me get like 12 plus attacks off in 1 turn. It's great. And then 1 Ultima, just so I can style on people. I never really went into this. It's an alright card. And then I ran 2 copies of this G-Guard right here. I don't have another one on me right now. But basically it helps me replenish my field, because like a lot of times they'll attack my field, and so I can use this and then use a card for my deck guard and then call it, and it would just help me keep it helped with my resources. And then I ran 2 of this. It kind of just, again, is like if someone attacked something I really needed, I could just put it back to deck, and then just the attack would fizzle, and they'd just be like, oh, well, okay. They'd either have to end their turn, or they'd have to give me my counterblast. And then I just ran 1 of this. This was mainly flip fodder for the flip G-Guard. I didn't use it for anything else, really. Yeah, that does it for my deck. Overall, it was a good day. I think I finished X3, which not that great, but I always won when it mattered, so.
Any shout outs?
Yeah, I want to get
Wait, also that was X3 throughout the whole event.
Throughout the whole event, yes. It wasn't
rounds.
just like X2 into top 8, and unfortunately had a bad game against Itchy Tom, but my teammates helped me out, so.
Okay,
we did good.
Any shout outs?
I need to give a shout out to Ultra Pro and PPG and of course George for sponsoring me. I wouldn't be here doing this if it weren't for you guys. Thank you very much. Deuces.